guys? It's us here, MADMAN, and today we're here with a podcast that is going to be just as crazy as it is exciting and hype.
MADMAN Podcast.
I'm here with CMoney and Doodle.
Hello.
CMoney and Doodle.
Yes.
We are here again.
Yes, we are. I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is special. This is a holiday edition.
It is?
Yes, it is.
We just had in the U.S. Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Happy Saturday.
Now, this is the point where a
And
lot of
slightly
people
less
are
happy
getting
Sunday.
their Christmas festivities together and stuff like that and decorating. So, for any of you viewers who are just getting ready to get into that Christmas spirit, well, good for you.
Yes, we started on November 1st. We put
Yes.
up our tree. So we start early. So
do.
December for us is kind of like crunch time. Let's make sure everything's wrapped. We have all the gifts and we're ready for Christmas.
Yeah, so you figure like, it's like Thanksgiving is almost like the climax for
Yes.
us. You know what I'm
For
saying?
the build-up.
And now it's like downhill to Christmas. 'cause
Into
it's
Christmas. Like it's like going up on a roller coaster and now we're going into
Or like
yes.
going up a snowy hill.
Yes.
Like we walked all the way up and now we're going to have the fun sliding down.
Yeah,
to
I like
Christmas.
that. I like
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
It's a
All right,
falling
I see you.
action of a book or something like that. You just hit the climax and now it's the, what's it called? The falling, it's not the falling expedition. Falling action.
Yeah. No, I think we covered it up.
All right. So Thanksgiving was great. The food was awesome.
Yes,
What?
thank you. It was delicious.
You're welcome.
Thanks to the chef.
Thank you very much.
Chef
You're welcome.
yourself.
You're welcome. Now, what was your favorite dessert?
Falling action, I was
Madman.
right. It's exposition,
Falling
rising
action.
action,
Falling
climax,
action.
That was
falling
my favorite
action,
dessert.
resolution.
Yeah, falling action. I love that. It was delicious.
It
No.
tastes great.
Your delicious peanut butter Oreo pie.
You love that, huh?
It's my favorite thing ever.
Okay,
So
so
good.
I make pumpkin pie and apple pie for Thanksgiving, and CMoney, it's always nagging me about my Oreo pie. So I make Oreo pie, and then I surprised him this one time with peanut butter Oreo pie, and he's like obsessed with it.
It's very good.
It's so good.
And now you've got everybody else on it too, by the way.
It's the greatest thing. Really delicious.
How about you, Madman?
I love your apple pie, and in general, I love the turkey and mashed potatoes as well. There's a whole bunch of good stuff. I love Thanksgiving.
You
The
did
food's
love that
delicious.
turkey.
Mm-hmm. Such good.
How about
shit.
you,
So
CMoney?
juicy.
It was all good. Everything. It's so banging.
For me, my favorite's always like the apple pie that I'm going for, but then I try the pumpkin and I'm like, okay, well, this is banging. I don't even think I've tried the Oreo pie yet this year. Like I
I'd
haven't.
be sad.
Yeah, I
Because
didn't
it's so
try it
good.
yet. It's probably gone.
Probably.
So, right before, was it before? No, yesterday we put up some unboxings.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did put up some unboxings. Go check those out.
Yes, the Marth. Oh my God, I love that. That was
Yeah,
so
the
cool.
Marth.
And we finally got around to unboxing the God of War, the other collector's edition.
Oh, the Jotnar.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Which God of War Ragnarok was on sale on Black Friday. So if you couldn't afford it then that could have given you your chance to strike.
Well, it's always better to buy on sale. The game,
Yeah.
was actually on.
So we did that. I know there was a couple of funny amiibo videos that MADMAN put up.
Yeah,
Yes,
Thanksgiving and Black Friday.
Yeah, they were really funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
Mwah, perfection.
And then we
But-
have we just watched
Actually,
the complete show of Wednesday.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
yes,
Wednesday was really good.
on Netflix.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna have a him, and a mic on that coming up real soon.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
very unexpected.
For those of you who don't know what it is, it's kind of like Tim Burton's take on the Addams Family universe, but focusing on the titular character Wednesday and her adventures at a new school, Nevermore, and there's a lot of uncover
Yeah,
secrets.
so
and
we're
stuff
gonna
like that.
cover all that stuff in the podcast.
Well, and also hold
So-
up, don't forget something. On Black Friday, we watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which was really good.
Yes,
Yep.
it was.
That
It was
also good.
So I didn't know that it was going to be like full blown like Christmas, but
was
they're
very
like
Christmassy
in Christmas. Yeah,
It was
I
fuzzy.
thought it was like the Hawkeye that it was like it's supposed to be for
story,
Christmas, but it's
it just
like
happened to take place during Christmas.
snowing or
No,
something
this was
like
an
that.
actual.
Yeah,
Christmas
this was
special.
like a Christmas
Yeah.
special.
And that was
This was-
nice.
that was
This is the first time they made a holiday special for the MCU about really a holiday in general. It was nice. It didn't have like a concrete story or a major climax or anything. It just was a fuzzy, fun Guardians of the Galaxy story during Christmas time. It was nice.
Yeah,
They should do
yeah,
more
so
stuff
that
like
was
that.
good.
Can you
then we
imagine
have,
a very Black Panther Christmas? It's just-
Oh, they can't just keep making them. That would be silly.
Yeah, this is where they do overreach.
Yeah, overreach.
Yeah.
So and then we have Yellowstone,
you know,
Oh
so-
my gosh.
technically third episode,
Yes.
but it was the second week this past week.
The first week
So we're
had
gonna be doing
two
a
episodes.
recap on that.
So yeah.
Yes, they released the first 2 episodes on the same day.
Yeah,
back to
tonight
back.
is the next episode.
At the time of recording,
fourth.
that is.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yeah.
so we're going to go ahead and do that recording before it comes out tonight,
Mm-hmm.
so we can get ready for tonight because we're pumped.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I
We'll
love
be
that
catching
show.
that live, and then we'll do that.
All right. But
yeah.
listen, Thanksgiving was wonderful. We had such a nice time, but there was a lot of drama going on.
Yes.
A lot of drama going on with Xbox and PlayStation and
Yep.
Activision.
Doodle is beyond right. Let's just get to the scoop, shall we? Yep. So Xbox offered PlayStation a 10-year deal to keep Call of Duty on their console, but they rejected it, all because they're bitter baby trash.
Well, we did find that out. We did find that out, which is crazy. So, but there's a lot of stuff that's coming, like keeps coming out from these things.
Yes, we didn't cover this though, but they did because at first they said that they were going to give them 3 years on top of when their contract ended, and then the bickering kept going back and forth, and they offer PlayStation a 10-year contract.
Yeah, but that was like really recent. So all the
Which
news
they
that's been coming
declined.
out is like they're unearthing more of like the statements that have been put in by like the responses that Sony made based off of CMA's writing, things like that. And one of the big things that has kind of been exposed is the idea that when Xbox offered the 3-year deal, like Sony was like, that's not good enough, right? Like it kind of making it seem like they just want better terms for it to be okay.
But they'll never be satisfied until they get 100% Call of Duty's forever.
But that's the whole point. So what we found was that as they were talking about it, they are basically saying that they don't want the deal to go through at all. Like they're not trying to get a concession. They're trying to kill the deal. So right now, there's a lot of kind of doom and gloom around the deal. There's a lot of topics being discussed about how is the deal falling apart? Like, is it going to get blocked? Is it not going to go through?
Okay, so first of all, they made it seem as if they were just, when this whole thing started, they made it seem as if Xbox was going to try to make Call of Duty exclusive for them if the deal went through. And that's why they didn't want Xbox to buy Activision because it's such a big game and all this other stuff. So Xbox said, we're not trying to do this. We're going to let you finish your contract. And then on top of it, we're going to give you a 3-year contract on top of that. Right. So I think it ended up being on like 5 extra years from now, which they declined. Right. So it kept going back and forth. Now a 10-year contract was offered and they declined that too, which right there, they made it obvious. Like, okay, we're not trying to negotiate here. We're just trying to make this end.
Well, the crazy thing is that the 10 years came after. So they responded to the CMA trying to basically tell them that the deal just needs to die without this 10-year. So now it makes sense that we've heard that Microsoft offered the 10-year deal and Sony rejected it because they already, before the 10-year deal was offered, they already went to the CMA basically telling them that this deal needs to not happen.
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. They're not trying to negotiate. They're not trying to figure it out. They're just trying to make this stop. They went as far as announcing when the next system was going to be released,
that's
when the
true.
next PlayStation
The PS6
system was going to be released.
is confirmed to release in 2027.
Well,
Wow.
it's not confirmed, but they're putting it out there that that they're looking to around 2027 to release it at that time. It's like normally they never talk about that stuff because they kind of they don't want to put a life expectancy on it, right? They don't want somebody to go in 2025 and be like, damn, do I want to buy a PlayStation 5? In 2 years, the PlayStation 6 coming out. Do I really want to do that? Right? So, but they want to kill this deal so badly. They don't care what they do to their business. They don't care what happens outside of this. They're being, frankly, super short-sighted because they're acting as if they block this deal,
It's all smooth sailing.
like that it's all going to be good. First of all, Activision wants this deal to go through. They want this. Like, this is not I really hope this deal gets blocked because we want to be free. No, they want to get purchased by Microsoft. So the way they're doing this, they're putting Activision in a position where if this goes away, dude, you think Activision is going to give Sony the marketing rights again? Do you think Activision is going to put Call of Duty in PlayStation Plus? I see a world where if this doesn't go through, that this technically will still go through feeling, even though it's not legally done.
I get what you mean.
I feel like Activision will just align with Microsoft. Microsoft will back them on a lot of their shit. Will pay for exclusivity for things. Will pay for Game Pass. Will pay for the marketing rights. Will do everything as if they had gone through it anyway.
Now, PlayStation is going very, very far with trying to make this stop, right? So I don't understand why they're so stubborn about it. Like, what? Like, they are burning a lot of bridges, as you stated.
Yep.
They are not going to end up making. I don't even know if Activision would go as far as not putting the game on their system because they do sell a
put it on
lot.
PlayStation.
I don't think they won't
a
not
lot
put
of
it
people
on there,
who
but
play
again,
Call of Duty are on PlayStation.
yeah, but I think after getting screwed, Activision still is going to release the games there. But again, the shit that matters is the marketing rights. Those exclusive maps, those exclusive time periods that they have modes or whatever. Game Pass. Being on Game Pass versus having to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that PlayStation's going to lose out on. So, at the end of the day, the big issue is that Activision literally has just come out on a tweet and they said that they're willing to fight.
Hey.
They're willing to fight to do whatever they have to help this deal go through.
Yeah. Okay, so they're being very clear as to, obviously, by accepting Microsoft's offer, they were being very clear as to what they wanted.
It's
but
clear
now
they
on
like
top of it,
Microsoft. They're on Microsoft's side on this, and they
obviously they want to get ball. They want that money, but they're being very clear. They were being clear by accepting the offer. Now they're being very clear that they want this to just come to an end, and like they don't want PlayStation trying to stop this. So that's what I don't understand, right? What do they think they're going to gain by continuing to
this is what they think.
interrupt this deal from going through? Like, they're going to piss a lot of people off. A lot of people are pissed off already, right?
Okay, so this is the answer. PlayStation has more out there right now. Okay? They have more PlayStations than Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Just like MADMAN said, more people play Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Yes.
Okay, that's because the systems are out. But come 2027, when Xbox, whatever the fuck the new one is going to be, and the PlayStation 6 are about to come out, Xbox says, well, guess what? Everybody's at zero. There is no advantage. There is no PlayStation has more people, so we have to put our game there. So what that means is Sony's thinking that Xbox is going to be like, ho, come on, new game, new generation buyers, right? People who haven't bought a system. We got a new system coming out. Call of Duty's exclusive to the new Xbox.
That's probably
you want to play Call of Duty, you got to buy it here.
I don't think that they would do that. But what I do think by hearing this, I don't think they're going to make it exclusive because they're going to want to have it in every system for everybody to buy,
I
right?
Agree. They will.
So,
think about
but
it.
what I do think that they're going to do is when it comes to the decision of who is what system to purchase, the sweet deal is going to be with Call of Duty being on Game Pass. And the moment people hear this, and that they can sign up for Game Pass for the cost of Call of Duty and get a bunch of other games, right? That they're going to want to buy the Xbox instead of buying the PlayStation.
I mean, they're still going to, I think they
That's
will.
Exactly the point.
Like, think about it. Even Minecraft, they put on everywhere, but there's a Series X version of Minecraft. There's no PS5 version. You can only play the PS4 version on PS5. So that's not a guarantee that they're going to bring it to PS6 or whatever it is. So, yeah.
Well, the point is that the game is still playable there.
Yeah, it's just not going to look like a PS5 game. It's going to look like dog shit.
But just like you said, like that's what they're afraid of. They're not afraid of this generation, right? They already have the contract in place. They know Microsoft is not going to break the contract. And they already know they got an offer of more time. They just want the deal to die because they don't want an unknown that they can't account for. See, they know that Activision might try to take the marketing away, but they won't take the game away.
No, that will be ridiculous. Okay, so when I heard you say that Activision, who wants to get bought, right, and the reason why they want to get bought is because of the money, right? They want to be able to do probably other projects and things that they can't necessarily say, let's go and freely sit down and do, right?
Yep.
So what this is going to allow them to do is go ahead and make games that they probably thought of doing that they don't have the budget for. Go ahead and get creative and start new projects that they can come up with if they have the option, like in the money to
Whenever
do
Xbox
so.
buys a studio, they have automatically so much more freedom. You think
Of
that
course,
Obsidian
there's a
would
lot
have
of
put
money
money
in
into
Microsoft.
Pentiment if Xbox didn't buy them? No. And there's like a whole bunch of stuff. Like, if Xbox buying a studio is like a miracle. It's not like they're restricting them. So, in general, I think that it's ideal that they buy these studios because it's just giving them more life and bringing games to another level or bringing games in a light that never would have in the first place.
So as we started this whole conversation, I'm wondering why PlayStation is doing all this stuff, right? This is ridiculous the way that they're going about it because they're burning bridges, as I said it before.
Tons of bridges.
Yes. So as we're speaking, it's kind of becoming very clear that the reason why they're saying when their new system is coming out and everything, if this deal, even though they're making Activision angry because Activision wants to get bought by Microsoft, right?
Yep.
They know that Activision's not going to not sell their game on the PlayStation, right? Even if they go ahead and they market more for Xbox and they do all these extra things. The problem kicks in is when the new systems do come in and people have the choice of, like, let's say Xbox says, all right, Call of Duty's now on Game Pass, right? Realistically, when you think of that, it's like, why wouldn't I get an Xbox instead? Now there's more reason to buy an Xbox over a PlayStation. Although I do think that PlayStation has its own value other than Call of Duty.
Yeah,
a lot of people buy exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's what they're afraid of. They're saying if Xbox puts Call of Duty on their Game Pass, right? Then people are gonna say, hey, for the price of Game Pass, why not just go ahead and buy the Xbox, get Game Pass, and have a bunch of freaking games that are available to me? I think that's what they're looking at in this whole situation.
So what they don't realize, though, is that there's nothing that can stop that from happening anyway.
So that's the question.
Like, they think
Can
they're
they
gonna do
kill
it.
this deal
So normally,
by
right?
going back and forth?
So the contract that Activision has with PlayStation is they can't put it on Game Pass. Okay, right now.
Right now. So
Right now.
can that change after their
Well, of course, when the contract
exactly.
is
So that's the
up, Activision, even if Microsoft doesn't buy Activision, okay, even if that doesn't happen, Activision can say, "No, Sony, we're not going to sign that deal. We're putting it on Game Pass."
so they'll still have the same problem essentially.
But they're betting, they're trying to take their chances in that world versus on the world that they know for sure it's going to happen.
It's under their control. That is under Microsoft's control.
Exactly. So look right now, like there's this whole thing where people are suggesting that the FTC, which is the American body that looks at competition and things like that, and they decide whether they're gonna block the deal or just let it go through. They're saying that the FTC is getting their lawyers ready. You know what I'm saying? To get ready to sue Microsoft to block the deal, which would be crazy because every Hogue Law, all these people who are listening to this, the argument is not there. You can't prove that this one game in a year when 1,000 games are released, that one game is going to completely shut down competition.
I don't think that is completely going to shut it down, but you can imagine that the way that that PlayStation is going at this, that they have a good enough argument to keep this going back and forth. Now, what I think is that it's ridiculous that they're doing this. And the reason why I think this is because I didn't know that it was under contract, that they weren't allowed to put it on Game Pass. But that contract is going to come to an end. And they can still do this whether it's bought by Microsoft or not. If we're looking at how much Microsoft is offering Activision, or, the offer they accepted to get bought, right?
Yep.
I think they have plenty of money to go ahead and say, let's put this on Game Pass here. Here's your cut. And this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And I think that Activision, if this deal doesn't go through, will be very eager to do something like this.
Dude,
and
Activision is going to
get back at
a whole different
PlayStation.
piece with PlayStation.
Of course.
They're going to shut down so much shit with them. It's not even funny. Because Microsoft was going to spend $69 billion. That money's gone in their mind. So if they get that money back, why not just keep spending it on this?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Why not just keep spending it? You could give
That's
them $2 billion.
what I'm thinking. It doesn't matter which route you take. You're the biggest thing that's going to stay is them being really freaking angry and annoyed, and they're going to go ahead and get you back somehow.
You can give them $2 billion a year for 35 years to put it on Game Pass.
With the money that they were going to pay. Yes, of course. And they'll be happy to do so. And even if they weren't happy with the amount, they'll be happy because this is a way to get back at PlayStation for what they did.
Because PlayStation is still going to sell the game.
And they were looking to work together, right? Microsoft and Activision, obviously they were going to buy it. So I'm sure that a lot of projects were spoken of that they'll be more than willing to go ahead and do in a different way.
Yeah,
if they don't get, if they don't get bought.
Make them exclusive. Like, there's
this
nothing
is really
stopping any of
bad,
it from
guys.
happening.
This is really bad.
PlayStation is losing their shit.
PlayStation is going really far to go ahead and keep this from happening.
PlayStation's
And the problem is that this can still happen if it's not legally bought. Like, you can still find ways around to make other deals,
everything
right?
they're trying to stop from happening can happen outside of a purchase.
Correct.
They're just trying to be able to do more by owning them, right? You own them and you can change the culture in there, get rid of bad people, shit like that, right? Remember, Activision was going through all their shit beforehand.
I
All the
remember.
messy stuff.
Yeah, all the bad shit that was happening, they were having issues. So Microsoft was coming in and basically helping them dig themselves out of the grave. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think, Madman? Do you think that they can salvage their relationship with Activision after the rampage of bull crap that they've done to break this deal up?
If Sony shows up with like $80 billion, sure, but that's not going to happen.
They're not even worth that.
Ooh.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think that Sony's going to do, they would literally throw every person they have under the bus, and they would probably, if they wanted to trade with Naughty Dog for Activision, they probably would just for Call of Duty. But I think that this will go through. But even if it doesn't, it will go one way or another in Microsoft's favor. So, yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of a company going through like these lens of like doing, like exposing themselves in their own company to like stop a deal like this. Have you guys?
This is probably the biggest video game acquisition of all time. So, that would make sense.
Like, not from a third-party company. Like, Sony's not actually involved in this deal outside of the effect that they would have. They're just coming out here like, no, please don't let this happen. And they're like, what the fuck?
I didn't think when it first started, it was like, okay, well, maybe he's cranky today. Jim Ryan, I was like, okay, maybe he's a little cranky. Maybe he's a little pissed off that this is happening. He didn't see it coming. But like he's had enough time to like level head and have people like talk to him about, maybe you're throwing a tantrum, maybe you're exposing too much, maybe you're acting out. Enough time has gone by where he has not changed the same approach that he's had before, right? So now this is like by choice, not reaction.
Of course. It was always a choice. But the question is how far it's going to go.
Sometimes you hear something and you kind of react and you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have dealt with it that way. But now it's like, they're like, okay, let's go.
Like they're not like they're committing 100% to this.
Yeah.
They're going all in. They're betting the farm that they're going to block this deal. That's what they're doing. They're doing everything they can.
There has to be something there that's making them feel confident enough that they can stop something like this for them to continue with it. Or they're just like running a freaking downhill marathon and they're like, all right, F it. Let's go. Let's go.
They're not doing this because they're confident. They just will do literally anything to make it stop.
Dude, we literally had the guy on Twitter who worked for the commission from one of the European spots. Okay, who literally worked in there, who went and did the tweet that said, rest assured, we're doing everything we can to keep this deal where we keep Call of Duty on my PlayStation.
Okay, so so listen, by the way, the people who can vote for these things should be like non-gamers. They should be level-headed.
Well, no, because non-gamers don't know what the heck is going on.
Listen,
they should be gamers, but they can't
vote on.
They can't be biased, even though there's no such thing as bias. But still, the way the government works, the way we have to believe that the government works, even though we know that there's biases.
It has to be fair.
They have to not be looking at based off their personal desires.
Like at least split it in a way. Like, hey, do you have a PlayStation? Is that where you want like Call of Duty to be? Like, there has to be.
Like they should give a thing like, hey,
survey.
Do you prefer Xbox or PlayStation? Right. So like, if I was there and they're like, hey,
people have to be neutral.
Do you prefer PlayStation or Xbox?
Like you shouldn't be able to. Yeah,
like,
you shouldn't be able to vote.
I'm gonna pick Xbox all day.
Exactly. So you shouldn't be able to vote.
I shouldn't be able to vote.
Madman shouldn't be able to vote because he'll probably vote for a PlayStation.
Xbox, actually.
I don't care. So you can ask me whatever you want.
Bro, I'm not on PlayStation's side. I'm on Xbox's side. I want this to go in their favor. This is pathetic of PlayStation.
See? So I'm over here with Nintendo like, hey, when's Pikmin coming out?
I think at the end of the day, until this is over, like until it's all said and done and we see how it all, plays out, it's just going to be something that we keep hearing more and more about. Like this is like the never ending story, dude.
I was going to say that I never anticipated that this was going to continue for this long. So that's what I'm saying. Like there has to be, and obviously you just mentioned someone on Twitter saying, I'm going to make sure that this stays on my PlayStation. This is like personal, who works there. And like, see, but that's not the way. That was a big mess up.
And it's deleted.
That person should be deleted, and that person should be like demoted or something should be happening.
Like 6 months ago, he switched departments.
Okay,
but he worked there for like 12 years or some shit, and then he switched departments. But we're still in the same building, just a different side. And he's like,
because of his fuck up, probably. But like,
no. The 6 months ago, before it happened. But the point is that he would know.
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically putting it out there, like, oh, don't worry, we got this. We're gonna keep this happening. When that's not supposed to happen. Like, it just started, right? So they're supposed to be doing it based off of research, not off a predetermined mindset that they already have.
Now, what I hope is that Xbox has that tweet somewhere before it got taken down. And listen, take it to court, just something like that, right? It's enough proof of mess up like that. Is enough proof to show that this is not bias, right? That this is being, like you said, predetermined before even going into the facts of why this should be going through or not. I didn't anticipate it going this long. I don't see why they would have a problem purchasing it still, you know? But at this point, I feel like PlayStation is just, like I said before, burning bridges, taking it too far because for a game, like, figure out what other moves you can make aside from this, because I do feel that if you look at it, and maybe they're not looking at it this way, or maybe they don't know, maybe they know something I don't know, but you are messing the relationship up, that even if this deal doesn't go through by something that you did, it's still a problem for you. Like, it could essentially be the same problem, if not bigger, because now they're pissed.
But the crazy shit is that Microsoft puts their games on PlayStation still. Minecraft,
that's true. Psychonauts 2 was on PlayStation. Minecraft
Sony, you're dead
has
to
always
us.
been on PlayStation.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. They can affect so much more. They're not thinking, in my opinion, they're not thinking of everything around it. They're being very narrow-minded. They're like, their eyes are on that one target, and they're not thinking of anything else, right?
I mean, this is Sony we're talking about. PlayStation and narrow-minded are synonyms. So, you know.
That's true. That's true.
And this was me just thinking of their relationship with Activision. I wasn't even thinking of Microsoft and Xbox and what that's going to do with like games like Minecraft that you said that they have on all the systems, right? I'm not even thinking of that. I'm just thinking of Activision and PlayStation's relationship. So you brought up even more that I wasn't even considering. I don't know. It seems stupid.
I agree.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of energy into it. I mean, I will say this, though. If this deal does get blocked, I mean, you got to hand it to fucking Jim Ryan for fucking...
going out, even though he might look like a whiny
he's
bad
a bitch,
sport, he
right?
still
Like,
did it.
It's some punk-ass shit to do.
But he still did it.
But if
to
it
be able to
happened,
do that,
it's quite
I mean,
impressive.
I think he's got a lot more to lose by creating these issues. But Jim Ryan, he either knows enough people in there that he's talked to and
which
they've
is
made
possible, 'cause
deals,
he was
and
in
that's
charge
why
of the European side of PlayStation.
Yeah, and that's why he's out there acting crazy, and he feels secure no matter what that this is not going to go through.
He can just do what he wants because he's Jim
that he's
Ryan.
gonna get what he
Like
wants.
somebody's over there saying, "Don't worry, bud, we got you."
Yeah, like that's the only rationale that I can give myself, like, to go out there and behave this way on a thing that like should not be a problem. Like, Microsoft should be able to purchase whatever they want to purchase, especially with like the fear with the competition and all this other stuff. And they're saying, here, we're going to give you an extra 3 years after it's done. Here, we're going to give you a 10-year contract now. Like, that's enough proof that they're not trying to take it away, right?
The thing that I think now is like, now that Microsoft has said, listen, we're giving you 10 fucking years. And they said no still.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Microsoft, you're like, listen, you know what? We're going to do this.
Fuck
we're
you.
going to get this deal, right? We're going to buy them, right? But we're not going to do any concessions now because we already offered you this shit and you said no because you didn't want it. Well, guess what? We're going to fucking get this deal because if Microsoft goes to court I don't see how they lose.
When did they say that the next PlayStation 6 was coming out?
2027.
2027. That's
point.
5 years from now, right?
Uh-huh.
So it makes you wonder if Microsoft, because they went from an extra 3 years to make it 5 years, right? And that's when the new systems are coming out. And did Microsoft add another 5 years to say, okay, well, I want you to feel comfortable that once
it's not 5 years.
No.
They added 7 years.
Oh wow! Because
there
it
was
was
3
10
years
years over. So that's
existing.
13 years. A total of 13 years. They had 3 years left.
Well, 2024.
Okay,
It's
so they
over.
had 2 years left. They were going to do a
So then there
3-year
was gonna be
contract,
3
so it was
years, so
5. And then they
2027.
added 10 years. Okay, so that's 12 years. Or did they add 8?
No.
For,
From 2024, it'll be 2034.
okay, so exactly. So that's 12 years. We're in 2022.
Yeah, so after 2027, 7 years.
Yes. Okay. So did Microsoft do this to make them feel comfortable with the fact, okay, once the new systems come out, you're still going to have this, right? Or did they do this to give them a ridiculous freaking number and be like, okay, so are they really trying to negotiate and there's somewhere for us to fall with a middle ground? Or are we going to give them this much and they're still going to reject it? Was that like a test to see?
That might be, because you gotta
right?
remember, we're just thinking time frame. We don't know the details.
Yes.
Right? So they could be like, listen, we're going to put the game on your system for 10 years, but we're getting the marketing. It's going to be on Game Pass, not going to be on PlayStation Plus. It's not going to, none of that shit. We're going to sell it for $70 on your system. It's going to be $60 on our system. Like,
that's a win right there.
dude, listen, PlayStation people have already shown that they're okay spending $70 on the games.
They have.
So it is what it is. If that's the way they could play Call of Duty, as long as they can still play Call of Duty, who the fuck cares?
Well, I mean, I think that PlayStation, if they just accepted it, then it'd just be so much easier. Why can't they just accept it? That this is probably going to go through, and PlayStation is just making it worse by complaining. And
Well,
even if it
agree.
doesn't go through, it's still bad for them.
It's just the problem is how they're doing it. I understand why they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. They don't want, like, that's competition, right? They don't want to lose the ability to know that Call of Duty is a neutral game.
Yeah, but in that process, you do business constantly. You can't like mess up your relationships.
That's what I'm
so
saying.
that's why he's too cocky with the way he's coming out. He has to know something we don't know. He has to be just like this guy tweeted this out, feeling cocky about, don't worry, we got this. He has to feel that type of certainty inside to go out here and do this stuff, right? And say these things. That's the way I'm thinking about it. Now, what I think is that this is also, aside from that tweet, the whole 10-year thing, it's also proof that PlayStation wasn't willing to negotiate.
Nope.
So I think these are just things to bring to court.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the way that they're doing it is the problem. They're lying. They're blatantly lying. They're saying things that they do themselves, yet frame
They're
it like if
hypocrites.
Xbox did it, it's a problem, but we're currently doing this.
Listen,
Holding back
literally.
exclusives. Dude,
This
Final
is-
Fantasy 16, even though it's only 6 months, which we discussed last time,
Still holding
it's
it.
still holding it back.
and they did
And
frame it as if it was just going to be exclusive. No, nothing was
we didn't
said
know
about
how
it just
long-
being for
we
6
didn't know
months
how
and
long
then
it was
going
gonna
to the
be
other
until
systems.
recently.
Exactly.
So people who bought PlayStations saying,
Thinking,
well,
yeah,
I'm not going to buy Xbox because I want to play Final Fantasy 16.
you
They
could have
didn't
bought an
know They could have bought an
Xbox.
Xbox and just waited 6 months.
Yeah.
Unless there's some diehard who is just desperate to play it before 6
Well, the
months.
point is that would have been their choice.
That
but
wasn't an
because
option
Sony framed
given,
it
yeah.
the way they framed it, PlayStations were bought that might have gone to Xbox because of it. That's competition, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem
No.
is that you can't throw stones if you live in a glass house. Like, you do this shit, and then you're mad with the idea that they could do it to you.
Well, because they're looking at the big picture and they're seeing that they're in a position where, like, oh, shoot, we've been number one. This can shift. Like, this could be a pivotal point in our careers where it takes a turn and we could potentially lose that spot and not catch up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but then
But it doesn't matter because
doesn't-
Xbox has
exactly.
survived the same 20 years not being number one.
That's
They were
bec-
number one for a while with Xbox
that's because
360.
they have a rich daddy.
That's true. That's true. But the rich dad, no, that's not. It's not true because the rich daddy wasn't supporting them. the rich daddy was barely giving them milk
Daddy
money.
always comes through though.
Not until Phil Spencer.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, 2015.
The rich
So
daddy
it's,
just leaves and never
12
comes
years
back.
later or 13 years later. But the point is
What?
that it wasn't until Phil Spencer took
You
over
said 2015 and then you said 12 years later. And we're in
2002.
2020. Oh, okay.
when it first came out. Or 2001 when it first came out. I forget the year.
2001 was when Xbox first
that's what
came
I'm saying.
into the
So,
world.
12, 13 years after that is when Phil Spencer finally got involved. And it's not until 2020 when they bought Bethesda that it really showed like, look, we're serious, which is 18 years later or whatever. So they're finally getting into the ring and saying, let's do this. Remember, Satya Nadella said, if this is about competition, let us compete, right?
Let's compete,
Let
boys
us
and
have
girls.
competition.
He must be pissed.
I think he knows this shit's going to go through. I think PlayStation is getting desperate. And I think that's what we're not. I think
We're not
looking
seeing.
at it
Maybe
as
we're looking
confidence,
as
but
cocky, and it's just
desperate. They're doing
they're just throwing
anything
everything they can. Yeah.
to try to stop this deal, but they know it doesn't make sense.
Listen, this is the problem. They can stop it from here, but then if it goes to court, that's a whole other
They have
game.
nothing to do with it.
That's like, yeah, they have nothing to do with it anymore. These are like facts and proof, and
Yep.
like this is not a joke.
Yep.
But I mean, speaking for myself, I will be very angry.
Dude, I would be
fucking
Spiteful
furious. Yes.
ass.
Heck.
Oh my God.
Listen, the fact that they're still coming out with like offers and stuff like that from Xbox
It
to
shows how
freaking
good-hearted they are,
PlayStation.
you know?
Like I don't know that I will be there.
Well, I think Xbox knows that they're at the point that PlayStation won't accept it.
Yeah.
Like you said.
That's what I'm
what
thinking.
you're talking
They're
about. And,
freaking
and I agree. I feel like they know they're not going to accept this, so let's do it.
let's keep
so
going.
that
Yeah. This
we
is
could go and be like, listen, look what
Look
we
what we've
offer.
done. Yeah.
Like they're not even a part of this, and we're offering them more than necessary.
Yes.
But they don't want it because what they want to do is stop this deal. Nobody's taking into consideration how Activision feels about this deal, and that's why it's so important that they just got in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like they just put on their gloves, they laced them up, they're getting ready to fight because they said it. Like they are willing to fight for this deal.
Well,
They
who
want
wouldn't
it.
be willing to fight for this shit? Like that's a lot of money.
And
This
they're
is
not
what they
small.
want.
Like remember,
Yeah.
PlayStation is only worth like $80-something billion. Activision is being bought for $70 billion.
Exactly.
Like they're not. Activision is equal to PlayStation.
Yes.
Nearly or roughly.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, and
Value.
PlayStation makes
Yeah.
like hardware, the shit ton of games. Activision makes Call of Duty and a few other games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Their biggest game is Call of Duty.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
I don't know.
And
This
they also
has-
have Blizzard, they have Overwatch, but nothing compares to Call of Duty.
Yeah. Call of
It's a
Duty
success.
freaking killed it right off the bat. Did you guys think that it was going to sell that much? Like
Call of Duty?
realistically,
I
like
mean,
you
nah,
thought,
it
we
always
all
sells a
thought,
lot.
yes, it always sells a lot. We thought it'll do well, but did we think it was
Nah,
going to do
I
that
don't
well?
know.
Considering all the drama that's been going on, thanks to Jim Ryan, our buddy over there.
I don't know. Call of Duty
Causing
has
problems.
always been a surefire hit since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And ever since that moment, it just does not stop selling. So, I think that this is one of the most expected but unexpected moments for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 to sell as obscenely well as it has. Not to get confused with the one from like the early 2000s. Not saying that one. The
Well,
Modern
Call of
Warfare 2
Duty's
just came out.
been a force for a very long time. And the fact that this deal is really only talking about Call of Duty proves how strong of a
Of a game that
game it
is, yes.
And they went through their dark period. I mean, you think about when the Xbox One first came out, Call of Duty
Ugh.
Ghosts, people didn't like that. I thought it was fine, but
Advanced Warfare.
people didn't like Advanced Warfare. I liked
Black Ops 3.
Infinite
Oh my
Warfare.
god.
Infinity
Just thinking about it
Warfare
gives
or
me
Infinite
nightmares.
Warfare. That was amazing. Oh, that's so underrated.
Which one?
Such an Infinity, the one in space.
Oh, Infinity one. You
That
like
was
that one a lot, but a lot of people
so
didn't
good.
like it.
So good. Call of Duty's been really good for a long time, but there's been,
Hiccups.
hiccups where people as a whole didn't really get behind it. And after Vanguard, people were like, oh, look, they're down. They're going down, all this other shit.
Of course
But-
they are.
Modern Warfare 2.
Which
Killing it out
Vanguard
in the
was really
streets.
good though. So, people were probably just blowing smoke and stuff like that. Like it was nonsense.
Listen, maybe it sold this much thanks to freaking
Possible.
Jim Ryan. There's no such thing as bad publicity, right?
Sponsored by Jim Ryan.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. All right. Well, I
Let's
think
see.
we had
It's
a
time
nice
to move
discussion.
on.
Let's
It's
all
time.
right.
Yeah.
All right. I got a good one for you.
Let's go.
Disney CEO Bob Chapek has been fired and replaced by former CEO Bob Iger. Okay, a little background. I know, so many questions. Dad, what did you just say? Yeah, I know. Bob Iger was responsible for Disney buying the likes of Marvel and Lucasfilm, aka Star Wars, and pushing them to dominate the biggest properties in entertainment. However, when Bob Iger stepped down due to allegations, Bob Chapek took the reins of Disney and pushed money saving over all else, which has resulted in a lower quality of CGI in recent MCU films and Disney films in general. Chapek has been making pretty bad decisions for the company, and he has now been fired by the board because of it. Now, Bob Iger has officially come back and taken back the reins he once gave up to steer Disney back in the right direction. So what do you all think about this?
I think that makes sense. Listen, if he had to step down, right, and they put someone else in, Disney hasn't been doing. We've talked about all the Marvel movies and like the disinterest that we've had.
Fatigue.
Yes,
Now, the
lately.
CGI has been disgusting. Thor Love and Thunder was infamous for one scene where they had like a floating head and it looked literally like a PNG, and it was abysmal. And even Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness had some shoddy CGI, and it's because that Chapek has been pushing for, like I said, cuts around to try and save money. He's like Mr. Krabs was running this place. She's trying to keep money and not spend as much, but think that people are stupid.
well,
and they'll
see,
be like,
the
"Oh, this is
question
fine."
is,
Things that were
though,
not that bad.
the
I mean, I don't know how far
the question is,
how
though,
far that goes.
did he have a budget? Because sometimes people step in and they say, we're paying you this much, but I need you to make some cuts and this and that. So was he doing this? I don't think he was just saying, I don't want to spend money for the big dogs, right? I mean, essentially, he was given a budget, right? Or some cuts to make that he had to follow through with. And maybe that's where things got a little ugly.
Well, people aren't happy with it.
Yeah, but I mean, I can, like I said before, we haven't been too happy with the freaking latest Marvel movies and all the stuff that's been coming
Yeah,
out.
but is that his fault or is that Kevin fucking Feige?
Yes, that too.
Gee.
So the situation is, this is all business. You came in, things are not going well. Let's bring in the big dog. Things have calmed down. From what I'm hearing, this could have all been planned out. We'll bring him in for a little bit. Once things calm down, you'll step back in. We'll let him go. Well, there's a contract. Contract will be over in this long, and then we'll bring you back in. This could have all been just while the smoke was,
Maybe,
the flames
but
were
why
going.
would that guy? I'm sure that guy had a contract too. They don't want to waste money. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
And they don't
that's
wanna risk
probably
the business
good
either.
for
the
them.
hints, the cuts, right? He came in and he started making cuts,
You know
right?
what's-
They probably had to continue to pay for the contract. He had to step aside, but
I mean, Bob Iger knew. He said that if he felt that if Disney was going to survive and stay relevant, because remember, the mid 2000s was a rough point for Disney. Like, obviously, Pixar was winning Academy Awards left and right, but Disney itself wasn't doing anything notable or big, and their movies have been underperforming, and it's getting rough. So he was the one who was like, look at Marvel. They're starting something. We should strike it while they're still, like, cheaper, on the cheaper end and stuff like that. They bought them. Look at Marvel now. They're so huge. Now you look at Star Wars, the biggest media franchise of all time, and then they scoop that up and look at them. Like, Star Wars might not be in the best place right now, but they still had their fair share of successes. So, Force Awakens being one of the biggest movies of all time. So,
Yeah,
like-
but I mean, the point is that Bob Igor, what's his name? Bob Igor?
Bob Iger. He
Iger?
clearly knows how to run a
I mean,
corporation.
he's been doing it forever, so him coming back is not going to be a bad thing. And this other guy, obviously, he didn't do.
he
Oh,
ran
he
his
did-
course.
He just
Yeah,
didn't
he
cut
did.
the
He
mustard.
didn't cut the mustard.
Yeah.
Or sometimes having somebody who is better available doesn't mean you didn't do okay or you did bad. It's just that the guy you didn't do as good. So bring
And
back the
apparently it was
old guy.
without warning. They just literally one day.
But I mean,
was like,
all the
"Look,
stuff. When
you're
are we going to
fired,
see
buddy."
the change? Because how much of this shit's already been planned out under the other guy, right?
takes
it's not going to be
freaking
for
years,
before
yeah.
we see
Some
what
substantial
Bob Igor
changes.
has changed.
Yeah. I mean, those purchases, by the way, like they were freaking insane. Disney
Oh, and
has
he was
been
responsible for
running
the Fox
around
one too, the 20th Century Fox. They bought Simpsons,
Yes, buying
and then
networks,
Deadpool and everything
buying
else.
companies. Like they've made some good moves.
You know what's crazy when you think about the fact that the government let Disney
do all this stuff, right?
buy Star Wars, Marvel,
Yes.
Fox, like
Didn't they buy
21.
ABC too?
That was
Or
not
that was
anything.
theirs already?
I don't know how long they own
Yes.
ABC.
Since like
But
the 90s.
that was, I think that was like one of their first. They bought ABC and then they
Like,
bought
They
Fox.
bought all this shit, and
Not to be,
government's
we
like,
we find out
"That's
after, like, oh, look at
Sounds
what they
good."
did for this much. And it's
Microsoft's
like,
trying
holy
to buy
crap.
one fucking game company, and they're like, "Hold on,
Yeah,
bro,
you're going to drown
this is
PlayStation.
crazy."
You sickos. You make me
This is
sick.
wild when you think about it.
It really is because, like, now it makes sense, right? Disney was buying these networks, right? Because they came out with Hulu. Now they have Disney Plus. Now they're taking things that were normally a part of like cable and they're putting it exclusive to like Disney Plus and stuff like that. So it all makes sense. If anything, hey guys, what were you doing? Napping, sleeping when like Disney was doing all this crap? Look at them making like dance shows like Dancing with the Stars that it's a family show for everybody to watch. Now you got to have Disney Plus in order to see it.
Disney.
What the hell were
I
you guys
guess-
doing? You were out for lunch when somebody signed this shit?
And supposedly they're right now they're looking to buy Comcast stake in Hulu so they can 100% own the platform.
Well, there you have it. Wake up. They're taking everything else down.
You're taking everything else. I know.
Well, even like Amazon, right? They went and they bought MGM.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have so
That's
many
like a 007.
licenses now. Like they own so many properties.
You know,
crazy.
I feel like it's crazy because
I think they tried to block that one though,
yeah.
and Amazon fucking sued them and won.
Well, there you go. I think that,
Pretty
you
sure.
know,
Because
If
Jeff
this gets tough-
Bezos is the richest man alive.
if this gets tough, we need to have Phil Spencer give, you know, Amazon a call, figure out what the heck they did. And you
Your
know,
lawyers are amazing. I need you to help me out right now. Please come over here. So, yeah. Oh my gosh.
ah,
This is wacky. The whole thing about it's so much work to acquire a gosh darn company or studio. It's obscene. I'd be tired. I just give up. Like I don't have the energy for this. Like, honestly.
listen, it's crazy because Amazon's like so big, right? And they've dominated online purchases and all this other stuff, right? And I feel
Yes.
like they do make their own shows, their own movies, and certain things, right?
Not sure. The Marvels
I
is Maisel,
Yes,
Invincible.
I feel like they need to work on their app and make it like more bougie.
yeah, they,
like
they did that. It looks nicer now.
Yeah, but
Who,
still,
Amazon?
like, yeah, I feel like I'm not like drawn to it. Like I'm not.
You have a style. It's
It's
hard because
yeah.
everybody has one, so you kind of have to try to find something that's unique.
They need
It's
to
very
throw
corporate
more
friendly.
money in there.
It's very corporate friendly. Meaning that if you brought that to a business presentation, everyone would fucking laugh and like everyone. It's no one's.
Yeah, I feel like they need to do a little more with that and make better stuff. Like I know, oh my gosh, there was this show that they had, but they cut it like on the third season, like it was done, whatever. Sneaky Pete.
I remember that.
They had 3 seasons of it, and it was such a like unique show. It was so good. I did love it. I watched all 3 seasons, and then, I just don't watch that much there. But like, what was that other show
Terminal
with?
List.
The terminal list. is on
Yes, that was really good.
That was an Amazon series.
Yeah.
Yes, that was really good too. And now we did try to watch that other one that looks a little bit like Lord of the Rings. What is it that they
Lord of the
spend a lot of
Rings?
money
Lord
on?
of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. There you go.
It looks
there
just
you
like
have
it.
it.
The Rings of
Looks just
Power.
like it.
Looks
It looks
just like it, guys.
Mickey Mouse because we're watching
We
Mickey
haven't watched
Mouse.
we can't get past the first episode though, right?
No, I think we only tried to watch it once. I think you knocked out on me.
I don't-
Bruh.
Was it you or was it?
Yeah, you fell asleep.
No, I
did,
don't think
Did
I
y'all
fell
like it?
No, I did like it. I
I liked
actually
where it was
did
going,
enjoy it.
and then it fell
I
asleep.
started watching it tired. I think that was the problem. And there's so much stuff. Like Yellowstone came back.
I mean, and House of the Dragon is really good too.
Oh, House of the Dragon, we wanted to watch that.
Yes.
We never
Oh,
started
that
it.
turned out. Yeah, we got it. We got to get to it. We got to get to it.
Eventually.
It's not enough time in the day. But I can tell you right now, as much as we say that, like I said, we just yesterday put on
Watched
Wednesday
Friends.
for
Oh my
Kids and
gosh,
Giggles in the
yes.
middle of the day. And we
And
just
watched the whole
watched the
thing.
whole damn series,
All of it.
And it was
Like, we just-
really
the
good.
whole day.
So yeah, like honestly.
like without even
Netflix.
thinking about it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what's hard. right? Like shit should call you.
Yes.
And it was only
It's
8
hard when
episodes
you
as
have to-
well, not even 10. So
Yeah, but even if it was 10, like we would have just kept watching it.
most likely.
You know
we
what I'm
also
saying?
remember that time we also watched
Shit.
that reminded us we watched Defending Jacob almost straight through as well one
Yes,
night.
almost. And then we kind of
After
like,
like a million years.
yeah.
when
I mean,
went
we watched
back
like the
to it.
first one, maybe 2 episodes, and then we just binged the rest of it. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool to have like a series, and Netflix is the king of it. We remember Cobra Kai. When back in the early seasons, we binged the first season we binged it out rest of the day, right?
Yeah, that was freaking ridiculous. See,
Cobra Kai
but
was-
I
is
do
epic.
agree. There are we say, oh, that was a good show. That show looks really good, but it takes some going back to it. It takes like a little bit of effort. Where like yesterday we did say let's check out this show because we saw the freaking preview and it looked freaking
Really
great.
good.
And I was like, okay, but that's like it's Christmas season, right? It's just a little Halloweenish. And then we ended up watching the whole freaking thing.
Yeah.
Like we said, let's watch one episode, and nobody wanted to
no
stop.
objections. Like
No.
it wasn't like, oh really, or like not one person was like,
Oh
maybe we should stop.
man,
it was like, no.
Wednesday!
I
I
think
don't
we
even
had
like
like
Adam's Family much.
We had like a lunch break when we ate
And
something
then we
between
went
the
right
episode,
back.
and then we just went back and finished it.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I do agree with you. Like there's like those are called excuses, right? We're making up excuses for
Yeah.
the fact that we have not sat there and actually
watch
watched
the
it.
other ones.
Oh,
'Cause they're
there's not
really
enough
calling us
time.
100%. You know?
When you do enjoy something a lot like that, you make time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that Netflix is a king of it. Have you noticed that every single time that like 99% of the shows that blow up are from Netflix? Like something about them, they know how to make short but like condensed series that start finish, but you could watch it in like a day if you really wanted to, and that you feel like you did something. You watch something great. Think about it: Squid Game, Stranger Things, Dahmer, Money Heist, Cobra Kai. All Netflix, and they somehow manage to pull you in, tell you a story, and they pack a punch, and you feel satisfied
Two
after.
of them did. You named a bunch that we didn't go back and watch.
Yeah, but I do get what you're saying. Netflix has this flair with shows. And for me now, Paramount for sure with Yellowstone, with don't they do
Well,
the
Paramount
they make-
Network.
yes.
It's not on Paramount Plus.
they make the Halo
Paramount makes Halo.
Halo as well, the Halo show too.
Netflix is making Gears of War, so I'm
Yes,
ready for that.
I'm interested to see what that's got to be like. But
HBO does HBO have The Last of Us?
January 15th, but it will be.
I said HBO, right?
Yeah, HBO and HBO Max coinciding.
so see, like, it's crazy the power that video games, and I think that's what Microsoft, going back to this whole thing that's happening, I think that's what Microsoft has like opened their eyes
they
to.
See it. But they
see
saw this a long
that-
time ago.
Yes, but like now they're making it work, right? So it's like they've been enlightened with what can happen in the video game world, and the fact that, like you had stated in a different podcast, like this could be the Netflix of video games. Game Pass could be
It kind of
the
already
Netflix
is.
of video games, where like everybody laughed at Netflix when they were like, all right, we're gonna stream, we'll send you out movies, and then you send them back, and then they started streaming their movies, and it was like, oh, ha ha ha, but they took out Blockbuster, right?
Yep.
That is
So
wild. They
we're
took out a holding
seeing-
chain.
Yes,
Oh
we're
man,
seeing
you think
this all
PlayStation wakes up
develop
in the
out.
morning
And then,
and they walk over to the mirror and they wipe
we
it. They wipe
Blockbuster?
it and they just see a big ass picture of Blockbuster.
Like, oh
And
no!
they're like,
Why?
is PlayStation the
why?
next Blockbuster?
They're gonna get a knock on the door, and they're like, "You've been
Oh,
evicted.
man.
You haven't paid your bills." Like,
Holy shit. Dude, listen, it's funny because Xbox has a history of being too soon to the party.
Yes, and I
They
think
come
they're
out
just
with-
at the right time with this stuff,
Look at how all the
man.
games on Netflix, like all the movies and shows from games.
game-based movies and
Wait,
television.
Xbox was the first
that's-
person who said
yes.
we're going to make TV shows.
Yes,
everybody
they
made
did
fun of
say
them.
exactly, and look at everybody now. So that's where I was going with what I was saying, and then I started laughing at freaking the Blockbuster joke that
Yeah.
that I made. Was it me? Did I make that
think
joke?
so.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's a Blockbuster Netflix series.
Yes, there is. We got to check that out. But okay, so they're starting to wake up and see how much money could really be in there. And it's just crazy how now, like, they're taking, and you've told me for a really long time, because I wasn't like into video games like that, right? And I'm still not, but
Okay.
yeah, whatever, CMoney. But you've told me for a really long time, it's more than games. Some of these games have such stories in them that it's kind of like almost like watching TV, but being a part of it, right?
Yep.
And now they've taken so many video games and they've slowly like turned them into like
TV shows and movies.
and it's freaking crazy how this genre of things have grown like so much in the last few years. Anyway, so the whole point is that they're seeing that, and they're not early to the party. I think it's
This
just
was the
the right
first time that they weren't
it's
early.
The right time.
They started it early. Back
Yeah,
in 2017.
People are throwing tomatoes at them. They're like, "Shut the hell
People
up!
were like, "Oh my
what
God,
kind of
that's such a
nonsense are you talking?"
Garbage
They
subscription.
always get
Losers.
hit with this crap. It's like
But
they're the
to
clowns that
their-
come out and they say, "Hey, we're doing this," and they
To
just get hit.
their
It's like how
credit,
most geniuses are recognized after death. They thought the Super Pamageon or whatever thing where all the consonants were attached was stupid until he died, and hundreds of years later, they're like, maybe he had a point, and now
Well,
it's a proof.
Yeah,
Xbox is
perfect
still
analogy.
alive, which is good.
That's Xbox. Every time they come out with
but not
something
this time.
that's not this time.
They said we're gonna do this, and then once people were talking shit, they said, "Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Fuck it. Let's go all in. All of our first party games go a day and date into Game Pass." That changed everything. Now the difference, the reason why it's taking so long, is because at that time there weren't a lot of first party Xbox games that people wanted to play going in there. And arguably, I mean, if you really think about it, there still hasn't been like a ton of Xbox first party games that people want. I mean, there's one or two a year, but next year, which I know is like the broken record. Oh, next year. But
Listen up.
2023 is going to
Listen
be
up.
fucking crazy.
I see Money's been stretching. He's been talking hella crap about how busy next year's gonna be with. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, with all the games that are gonna come out, I'm so hyped for next year. Like, this guy's like doing stretches. He's flexing out for his new games, stretching out his thumbs. He is ready and he is hyped up for the games that are gonna be coming out next year.
And there's a lot of them. Like,
There's a lot.
if you really think, there's a lot.
Next year is going to be when the first next gen games.
Like,
Or actually-
the ones
Gonna look
made
like
for
next gen.
Yeah, at least one.
Big
Like there'll be
boys.
at least one big
Yeah.
banger. I mean, there's still games coming out this year, like Atomic Heart. That's going to be a beautiful game.
It's crazy that you say they're coming out this year. There's like a month left
Yeah, I know.
of this year.
I know.
It's crazy,
Jeez,
but
wait, hold on. There's Hogwarts Legacy, Final Fantasy 16 is next year. The Legends, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Starfield, Resident Evil 4 remake. There's a lot. There's a lot of good ones.
yeah, that's crazy.
So it's hard not to get excited.
You know, I started thinking, and it's like, and I was kind of like laughing to myself because, and I'm just gonna say it, but it's like Jim Ryan's Mr. Krabs, right? And PlayStation's been Plankton this whole time, and somehow they figure out a recipe that's better than the secret recipe. and Jim Ryan's freaking out. They're gonna take all me money.
Wait, what did you just say?
Xbox is Plankton and Jim Ryan's Mr. Krabs.
Xbox is playing.
And then Plankton,
They're green.
Xbox, figure out a better recipe than the secret recipe.
Oh, like
And
when
now
he
Jim
made
Ryan
those-
is
where he made
freaking
his
out.
things
Like,
that people like. Oh man,
Customers.
anyways, just sharing my thoughts here.
fun times, fun times.
So it
All right.
always goes back to Xbox and PlayStation. We're talking about Disney here.
Seriously, we can't let it go.
Well, let's just see if our old buddy Ryan Reynolds can make us forget.
Oh, let's
so
see.
Ryan Reynolds reveals that he actually wrote an entire full-fledged movie script for a Deadpool Christmas movie. But due to the Disney and Fox merger, the project went completely unnoticed and was brushed under the rug. He still hopes it could one day be made.
Why? He said he's not going to be Deadpool anymore.
Well,
Because he
One
wrote
day.
it. He'll still make a shit ton of money. But
who the
what's
fuck's
going to
gonna
be
play?
hard is
probably him. I
finding
don't know.
someone
I'm
else
sure,
to be
he'd come back
Deadpool.
for a Deadpool Christmas special.
You know, this is so annoying and frustrating. And this is, I said it right from the beginning. As soon as you said, Madman, that Deadpool, he said that this last Deadpool is going to be his last movie and he was done with it. this is what's got to be frustrating for him, because this whole merge with Disney and all this other nonsense and the restrictions that must have came up from it, it's got to be freaking annoying. Deadpool is not like Spider-Man. Deadpool is not like Iron Man. Deadpool is Deadpool, and that's what we love so much about Deadpool. You can't take his uniqueness away, because then he's just another one of the freaking bunch.
Well, they're not trying to. They are bubbling
That's
him.
the problem, right? Because if he wrote this whole freaking script about a freaking Christmas movie, are you fucking kidding me? Christmas movie? Deadpool? I'm in.
Now, they already sort of did that with Once Upon a Deadpool, but it was literally just a reskin of Deadpool 2, but PG-13, and the whole thing's a storybook for the holidays.
Yeah, it's like he's reading the story or some crap
he's
like that. But it's
he
the
has
same
a Santa
freaking
hat. He's
movie.
like, let me tell you a story.
I want to see that come to life.
I mean, imagine that would actually be really dang
new.
interesting.
Yeah, I will freaking love it. Forget this freaking short that they just made with Guardians of the Galaxy. Give me somebody who's really freaking funny and make me laugh. He's my favorite. He's freaking bold.
Favorite superhero?
Freaking Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
What happened to Superman?
Freaking F Superman.
Wow. Wow.
Listen, what I loved about Superman was Smallville.
Clark Kent is humanity.
I love that show, right?
Doodle only links it to real people.
I only link it. No, I only listen. The real
She only
Witcher.
likes the fake characters through the real people that play them.
Oh, I love Ryan Reynolds.
Every
Deadpool
single
for me.
character, that's the way it works. The Witcher,
Because
Deadpool, Superman.
they bring them to life. The Superman movies, they're crap. When you watch Smallville and you see all the background and you see all the little stories come into play and it all gels together, phenomenal. And like even in the beginning when they started the show, the Smallville show, when you look at the earlier seasons, the episodes were like very you met the characters, whatever, and it was like a problem. The episode start, the problem happened, he figured it out, and that was kind of like the end. And then they did that for quite a few seasons, which was like kind of cool to see. But then as the show progressed, right, it became more about the story, the love story with him and Lana and Lex, that whole triangle, and then they introduced the new characters, and then that whole Lois and Clark thing.
Lois and
Oh my
Clark?
God, forget it. I was all for the freaking show.
Clark and Lois Lane.
Yes, it
I mean,
was
it's always Clark
freaking
and Lois Lane.
awesome. That's all I gotta say. And then The Witcher, don't tell me that there's another Witcher out there.
There's the original Witcher, which is the video game.
No, I refuse to believe that.
Well, we already know there's another one coming.
There's
You trying
3
to make me cry
Witchers.
today? Is this where this is going?
Oh, man.
Today's an interesting day because we still brought it back to video games.
Seriously?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, but Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Do you guys see anybody else that can play Deadpool?
Not for a very long time.
No.
Like, we will have to completely disattach the idea of Ryan Reynolds
Well, we
playing
say
him.
that for anybody who's ever played anything from the past, right?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
Do we?
Superman has had multiple people.
probably as
Right.
when in the 2000 with Spider-Man, probably
Spider-Man.
like no one could ever be better than Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker.
You know what's funny?
It's Tom
Like,
Holland.
I didn't care for see, I only know him as the Witcher.
Henry Cavill.
Yes, I didn't like him as Superman. I didn't really care for
He's
him
generic.
as Superman. He's the Witcher. Know your place. You're the Witcher. Come back to us as the Witcher.
Maybe
I
one
don't
day,
know.
maybe in an alternate timeline, we'll get him back.
Listen, Ryan Reynolds has done quite a few good movies. He was funny, but he never peaked the way that he did when he became Deadpool. I don't know if it was the script, and like, cause he's even like most of the time he's like in the mask, and it's just like, you know, it's Deadpool, but he's Deadpool, like whatever.
Listen, Ryan Reynolds is getting lazy. He doesn't want to fit in that suit anymore. Okay, that suit is very tight, very revealing.
If we can bring Wolverine back,
They did it.
How old is this guy? This guy, listen,
Wolverine was a
he
beast.
does
though.
not freaking age. And by the way, we saw him in that other movie singing and dancing
like a G.
like a G.
Oh, what? Greatest Showman?
Yes,
He
he's
did
the
great.
freaking best.
He's an awesome.
He's
actor.
underrated, by
He's,
the
in a,
way.
he's actually in a
magician
Broadway
movie that
show
he was
right
in?
now, The Music
Yes.
Remember there was two magicians.
Yes.
His and then the one with
There
Edward
was-
Norton.
Yup. Oh
Those are
man,
good.
those were great. I don't
Wait,
remember the names, but they were
Illusionist?
Illusionists. Yes, that was his, I
And-
believe.
Man. Edward Norton.
That's
But
the
isn't
other
he
shit.
like wasn't he the original Hulk before he just said F it and left?
He's from Fight Club.
Yeah, that
Oh,
guy. I've
Fight
heard
Club
of
was
Fight
so
Club.
good.
That's all like the giant
with
gold
Brad Pitt.
pinball crashing through
Brad
like the
Pitt,
city,
yeah.
right? That's Fight Club.
Yeah,
What?
he's
What'd you
which
say?
one?
Wasn't there like an illusion where like there's like this giant pinball that fucking crashes through the city?
No.
No. But like he's imagining the stuff
Whoa,
happening.
whoa,
like
whoa,
he's.
spoilers.
Oh,
imagine
my
that.
bad. My
No,
bad.
no,
All
you
right,
you
all
guys
right.
being nuts,
What's happening?
bipolar.
Listen, if you haven't seen Fight Club, it's a great freaking movie. Go check it out.
There's no Fight Club.
Yes, that's the rule.
That's disappointing.
Oh man.
Oh
But-
my god.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Let's
Like
go to
Ryan
next
Reynolds in
topic.
a holiday
Next
movie.
topic. Next topic. We get it. Ryan Reynolds.
All right.
Holiday is not happening.
So
Great.
next one, it's we're back to video games. Don't worry. Due to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's abysmal performance, Nintendo is doing the most non-Nintendo thing in the world and offering full digital refunds for the game. Meaning, if you bought the game digitally, they'll make an exception and actually give you a full refund for the game. It's so you don't have to deal with that dirty trash.
People have waited for so long for this freaking game. This is what
like
I'm gonna
2
say.
months?
I read some comments about how much fun. Yes, this is all happening and all this nonsense, but the fans that have been waiting for this game and want to play it, they're happy as shit. They know, they're aware that these things are taking place, but they still. I read a tweet. Somebody said that even though this is happening, they're having more fun playing that than they are playing God of War. Like
So let's back it up. Let's call it what it is. Those people are not fucking playing God of War. Okay? If they're happy with their Nintendo Switch only,
Which is
they
on
don't
fire.
have a fucking PlayStation 5. They don't know what good graphics look like. They're sitting there looking at Vaseline only.
wow.
Sorry.
I mean, it's true.
Wow.
Sorry.
Listen, I play God of War and I love my Switch.
But not,
okay?
not Pokemon.
I love my Animal Crossing.
Not, but
All right.
You don't care about
Just
Beautiful.
saying. I'm just
Pokemon's
saying.
been looking
what did you
abysmal
just say?
lately.
It looks beautiful.
It does, right?
Yeah, beautiful art
Pokemon
style.
is not
Yeah.
a beautiful
They
game, but
made
God
it
of War
work
is. I'll
with
tell you
the
that.
System.
What do you say, man?
Pokemon's disgusting game, but God of War, hey, that's a beautiful one.
Yeah.
Pokemon is going to Nintendo right now. They're going through what Cyberpunk went through.
Oh, the
They are
Cyberpunk.
giving money back, and they're like, all right, we're not going to fix this in time for you guys to stop talking shit. So
Calm
here
down,
you go.
fellas. Meanwhile, it sells 10 million copies in 3 days, a Nintendo record in company history.
Meanwhile,
Which is
God
like,
of War is
what?
like, we're the best game ever. I know. 5 million sold
In one
like
week.
a week.
And they're like, we're killing it. We're killing
We're
it.
doing so good, guys.
Nintendo like, use this
Kratos.
garbage. And everybody's like, take my money.
Say we could give half this shit back, and we still
make more
are
money.
more than you.
Yeah.
Bro, they can just give a heck less and still make more money. Like, they don't even have to try. The problem is a 3-year cycle. We got 2 Pokemon games this year. Let's not forget Pokemon Legends Arceus. That did come out this year.
That came out this year.
And it looked trash, but the game
Whoa, whoa,
itself
whoa,
was
whoa.
quality.
It wasn't trash. I played. it.
Visually trash.
It
looked like
see
polygons
money.
and
See
shoddy
money coming.
frames.
Wait, Madman, take a second for this. See money taking jabs.
At the new Pokemon.
Yes, but
Well, it's because of the
standing
age.
up for Nintendo. It wasn't trash.
In January, I was standing up for them,
Listen,
but now we're at the end of
those
this
are
year.
huge words from you. It wasn't trash.
It wasn't trash.
It
is.
looked trash,
Go
but the game
on,
itself was
Madman.
fire.
Sorry, I just had to take a moment to like.
It's all right.
Give us the
Repeat
Switch
that.
2.
Or Switch sequel. They're not gonna call it Switch 2.
I don't
They're
care
gonna
what
probably
they
call
call
it
it. Just
the
give me a more
Nintendo
powerful Switch.
Swap. The
I want a
Nintendo.
more powerful
Look over there.
Switch. Give
It's
it
a
to me.
Nintendo
I will
console.
buy 4 of them.
Okay, on the first pre-orders, the first pre-order round.
Yeah, what do you mean?
You said I'll buy 4 of them. That's just on the
Four of them.
first, and then you'll be like, you know what? You deserve a Switch too, and you get a Switch, and you get a Switch.
Oh, you mean the little ones?
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's
eventually
Nintendo's probably
they'll
gonna call it the Nintendo See Money Shut the Heck Up console. Like, fine,
Oh,
we did
yeah,
it.
right?
We did it.
Nintendo's like,
You're
here.
here. Take
We
it.
need to shut him up. Just
That's funny.
Ah,
Oh
classic.
man.
All right, good stuff. Next topic.
That's it. We ran through them all.
What the fuck? Why would you not prep us and say, hey, this is the last topic?
Well, sorry, unless you got something you're dying to talk about, that's it.
Well, so I would say this. Okay. Aside from the nonsense going on with the Activision and Xbox deal and all that fun stuff,
Uh-huh.
there have been small updates on games, right? So one of the games coming out soon is Callisto Protocol.
Uh-huh. We all know about that one.
In Callisto Protocol,
The
I saw
spiritual
some
successor
tweets.
to Dead Space.
they showed some images. Yo, graphically, they are doing things that are insane for this level of
Game.
game.
This game must be for the Switch. Go ahead.
It's
Oh
definitely
my
not for
gosh.
like in any way, shape, or form. But there was a tweet where they were doing like a side by side between like the look of the actual person and the way they rendered it in the game. Dude, crazy. It looks. I almost feel like the render looks better than the real person. Like
Oh
it
my.
looks so real. So I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait to play when it came to Game
Maybe
Pass.
one
I
day
thought
it'll
my
come to
heart would
Game
come to Game
Pass.
But-
mm.
I don't know.
Are you gonna
When's it
buy
coming
it?
out?
Pre-order
Scoop
it?
it up. I think it's like the 19th
Of
of
December?
December.
Man, oh man.
Well, thank God I don't live in Japan because it was canceled over there.
Oh wait, am I drunk?
Huh?
Are you?
I am drunk. You see how I do things that I don't even remember?
Money does not
Pre-ordered the
drink
collector's edition
alcohol,
for
I
this bad
swear.
boy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Christmas don't come early for me.
Oh my
I
gosh.
forgot about it.
You pre-ordered
Well, when
the
does it come
collector's
out?
edition. You
Yeah,
had no
so what I
idea.
did-
So you're thinking that you're gonna buy this
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, got it.
I would have if I didn't think about it right now, I would have bought it and then it would have showed up.
Got it. Cool,
yeah, yeah.
cool.
No. You know why? I said to myself, I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but if I am gonna buy it, I'm gonna want the collector's edition. So let me get the collector's edition, and then if I don't want it, I'll cancel it.
What does it come with? Like, is
I
it
don't
like a?
remember, but it's
Oh, got
probably a
it.
statue.
Okay.
I can
Cool,
only
cool.
imagine.
Like, I don't know what it is, but I want it.
It graphically, it just
You know-
looks like a real next gen game.
You
Like,
know
that's
what
I'm looking
else
for.
Money's tempted to get?
What?
What are you tempted to buy?
What?
Even though you gave a whole
Oh,
speech.
yes.
Oh man.
Gotham Knights.
Madman, I don't know if you heard about this.
So this is.
This
I'm
is
glad
hard to
this is
say.
at the end of the podcast because
Yeah.
a lot of
So-
people are not going to hear it.
okay.
Okay.
But technically, I said it, so
What happened?
I don't have to worry about it later on.
All right, what is it? What do you want to buy?
So, I know a few episodes back, I went on a little rant.
Podcast. Yeah.
A little rant about The Last of Us Part 1.
Oh my
And
God.
how I will not
You're
purchase
disrespecting your honor.
at
Seriously.
a penny more than $40.
And why wouldn't you buy it for more than $40? See
Because
money.
I've already spent my money twice.
Twice he's bought this game.
Well, now let's make it 3 times.
So,
4 times for fun.
So he took
I
a
was
stance. I
thinking-
think that you said 35.
I said 40 max.
Okay. All right.
So,
And how much is it on sale for right
Black
now?
I thought by Black Friday, it would be around $40. I believed in my heart.
Uh-huh.
Now,
How much is it for Black
it's
Friday?
$49.
$49. So
$49.
$50.
So $50.
Okay.
$20 off. That's not
$20
bad.
off. Not 30, 20. But
For a game that you've bought twice at full price.
for a game that I bought twice at full price. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So
Mind
see
you,
money,
remaster was actually a bit cheaper at launch. $50, right? I think it was.
So
Remastered.
he went on a rant.
I did a pretty big rant. It was pretty big. But this is the thing. Like we mentioned earlier, next year is going to be wild. You know what I'm saying? Like next year is going to be popping big time. And I really want to play through The Last of Us Part 1, with some good graphics and the new gameplay
It just
feel and all that fun stuff.
why does it annoy me so much to think that there are 4 Last of Us games, but 3 of them are just the original? Like literally.
I don't know. I mean, I feel the pain, but I think I still have a day. I looked at the sale.
figure it
ends
out,
on
yeah.
the 29th. So,
Okay.
I still have, what's today? 27th. So I still got a day and a half or so to see
what you're gonna do.
what I'm gonna do, but I feel like it's not gonna be cheaper than right now until next year.
And next year you want to play the new games.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is hilarious to me because of everything you stated before. But I saw this coming. Okay? I saw this coming. Listen, it was hilarious to me when you were going on your rant before about how, I ain't gonna buy it. It ain't happening.
So did you already buy it or?
No, he didn't yet. He's giving himself a day and a half to figure this out. Now, I think, Madman, you can agree with me that CMoney's like the Ariana Grande song. I want it. I got it. I want it. I got it.
He's not shy about spending
money. You were
money.
talking crap over there about how you're not gonna pay. I was like, dude, the moment you go,
Well, I'm not paying $70.
yes, but but that's because you didn't want it bad enough. Okay,
I did want it.
not bad enough. You were busy doing other things. Had you wanted that game when it came out, you would have bought it.
Yeah,
you would have
but
found a reason to
but
excuse
the
the
rant
fact that you're
explains why I
buying it
didn't.
for the third time at a regular price.
If they
and you would've
remade
bought it.
2018 God of War, but actually made the next gen game that CMoney has ever wanted, then he would buy it.
Seriously.
Listen,
So this comes as no surprise to me or to Madman, right, Madman?
Uh-huh.
I
So,
really thought it was going to
You
be
do you, boo.
40 by
Yeah.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
And now it's not.
That's
And
what
I'm
you
just-
thought, and you didn't have an urge to play it, but now you're like, you know what? I want to check it out before the new year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
So you do you, boo. You do you.
All right.
Well, I will.
He's like, I'm gonna do me.
I'm probably
I'll
gonna
do
do me.
me.
I'm probably
What
gonna
a
do
way
it.
to end a
Probably gonna do
podcast with disappointment. Oh my god. Oh my.
Don't feel bad. This is something to feel good about, right?
Yeah,
I do feel
you're
good.
spending your
yeah,
money.
you don't
I do feel
want
good.
You're feeding the evil corporations.
I do feel good about it. I will say.
Phil
I'm helping
Spencer
Sony
will be
fight this battle, you know what I'm saying?
disappointed.
I'm helping Phil. I mean, no, I'm helping Ryan, man. Come on, Jim. $40, dog. Come on.
All right.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right,
I get it. I get it. You do you. Get what you want to
gotta
get.
do, CMoney.
You only live once,
You do only live once. You do.
Or so we think.
Or so we think.
or so we
Or
think.
So we think. All right. Well, that was fun.
That was
Yeah.
very fun.
That was fun.
That's the
Very
way
cool.
to wrap a podcast. I'm just saying, ladies and gents. If y'all like this, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Madman out.